Hi, this is Demont, and you are watching Salesforce tree structure design. So in this video, we have designed Salesforce parent-child relationship display in a tree view. So it is very important nowadays to design to have the tree structure for parent-child relationship, so that user can easily understand which is the parent and which is the child. So for this, we have developed this application, banking application. So in this banking application, there is customer information for each and every customer, like this James Jordan. There are multiple customer accounts. So customer accounts could be savings or loan or current. So these are the different customer accounts, and for each and every customer account, for each and every account, there are multiple transactions. Transaction contains deposit, transaction date, what type of transaction is it, and account holds this value. Now this is the customer information. Now if you want to see the tree structure view, here you see for this James Jordan, there are multiple accounts like savings, current, which has been marked in red, and its specific transactions. See, now if we go to this account and create another new customer account, so the page has been designed in a dynamic way. So whenever the user performs any transaction or create any new account, then it will be updated automatically. So the account number is account number ending with 06. So if we refresh this, we can see at the bottom of this page, new account has been added as demand account, this 06, and type is demand. So this kind of dynamic functionality can be generated, and how it has been generated, it has been demonstrated in this video. Now if you perform the transaction with all this information and save it, then we refresh. Here you can see the balance has been updated. Now if we and the transaction number is 16. If we refresh this page, we can see this transaction has been updated, 16. Transaction number ending with 16. So it has been updated. Now if we perform another transaction of $500, we can see that it has been again added after this above transaction. So in a tree structure view, it has been dynamically added. So this kind of functionality we can implement. Now here is another functionality for this business account. This is another tree view. In this business account, there are multiple accounts associated. So these are the child accounts, which are person account. So if we click on the account hierarchy button, it will display this in this format. So this kind of functionality can also be generated. Now if we remove the parent of these accounts like this way, for all the child's accounts, if we remove the parent or deassociate the parents this way, we can see that this tree view, and refresh this page, if we see, the tree view is dynamically maintained. Also, for now there are 4 childs. Now if we remove one again, you can see that one is removed. Now if we do the same for another one, this one, and save it and refresh this page, it will see in a proper beautiful way. And the same for another one as well. And if we refresh this, okay, so this kind of functionality you can easily generate for using VF and Apex. and the main functionality is that we have not used any JavaScript or any jQuery or anything. Very simple functionality has been created, has been used to design this page. Very simple. So, and again if we refresh it, and we can see that all the accounts have been added in a proper dynamic way, and the number of accounts in a single row has been considered as 5. So if the child's number of childs are more than 5, then it will be shown this way. And this is the tree view, and this is the account hierarchy. So we have designed this. In the next slide you can easily find out how this has been designed. Okay, so for this we have used some static resources. So these are two static resource has been used, sgif and tree roll. So if I show you how this tree roll is looks like, so it looks like this, and this sgif is nothing but a blank image. You will find all these details in our description, so just take a look into the description and download the link, download these images using the link, and you can try in your own work. Now to design this tree view, we create one page, this page, and in this page we have used simple page block and one div tag to make this shadow, make this look very proper way, and this image will be used, and the different minus y axis will be used to locate all these plus and minus sign. Okay, so different positions will be used. So for this we create one style tag, css has been used in this to design this. Very simple, you can easily understand. So we are creating one class start, and the background image we are using is that image, tree roll. So to access that static resource we use this url and then url for and the resource dot static resource name. So you have to maintain this proper naming convention for this static resource name. Okay, then we use this in this division tag, div tag plus start d, and then we have to use the height. So the height of any plus or minus could not be more than 20 px, and width should be maximum 17 or 16 px. So it's a very tiny, the plus and minus. And this is the main functionality, background position, which position you are going to use. So this is the x-axis 0, and this is the y-axis 182. Okay, and it should be minus because we are accessing downwards of the image. Okay, so it has come. So if I show you different positions of y-axis, this y-axis from here 0 to this minus y-axis, so this is maximum, this is another y-axis, and above one is in another y-axis. So if I place simple 62, then this image will have another one, another plus, and again 42, and if we save it, it will show in a different one. Try to see this video in a full screen so that you can easily see what are the changes are looking like. And if we place -82, it will go to minus. So these are the different y positions we are going to use, and for this minus 82 use here as minus start. Okay, so if any questions you can easily post as a comment if you don't understand or if you are facing any difficulties. Okay, so we have created these two classes, and now we are going to use the image tag. Okay, image, then src, the url, and this url should be the s image url. Okay, so upon this s image, which is a blank image or png image, we'll override with the plus and minus. Now the functionality would be like, on clicking on plus it will change to minus, and again on clicking on minus it will go to plus. So we have to create some dynamic functionality. So for this we create one controller. Okay, it should be closing. Okay, so we create one controller. We just remove this one and save it. So we create one controller like this, and this is the constructor. Now we define one string here. Okay, string which will hold the value for the class as a class name. So plus minus class string. Okay, set as get set, and here we define the value as first would be like minus. Okay, and we use that here, class is equal to that string. Now if we save it, we can see it is overridden with minus. So this image which is blank is overridden with this image. Okay, now what we are going to do, on clicking on this it will be changed to plus and minus. So we have to create on click event. On click it will call one JavaScript, very simple JavaScript method, or we could have used we could have defined here itself JavaScript. So one simple function we are going to use as expand. Okay, and in this expand, let's see if it is calling this method or not on clicking event. Okay, we create one alert. So always we can use alert functionality in JavaScript to debugging purpose, for debugging purpose. Okay, so we on click JavaScript method it will call as expand. So if we click here, you can see that alert method is being popped up. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to use one action function. Okay, in the action function there should be one action, one name, and another is re-render. Okay, it will re-render a specific region. So in the action we will define one method, public page reference change plus minus, and it will return null. Okay, so it's a simple, very simple method. Now we use this method as the action of this action function, and the name should be the JavaScript method name, and it will re-render this page block section, page block. Okay. Now in the page reference method, what we are going to do, we first check what is the string value for this variable plus minus class string. Now if the value is minus start, then change it to plus. Okay, and the same is for plus as minus as well. If the value is minus, then change it to plus. Okay, let's see. So we do the same for reverse. Else if the value is plus, then change it to minus. Alright, and we do the save. Now let's check if it's working on it. Yeah, it's working, you can see. Okay, this is how you can also dynamically call the style CSS. Alright, now what we are going to do, we are going to create simple account so that we can access the account details. It's the object of the account, and we will pass this customer ID into the URL. Okay, here ID of the person account, this ID. Alright, and we receive this ID using this current page get parameter methods. Now this customer account ID holding this value from the URL, and we access the account details with this functionality, with this call query, with this SQL query. We just access the name, so you can see that it has been accessed or not by using view state. You can see the name ID and the record type ID has been returned. So all we have to do, we use the apex output text and the account name. Okay, now if we do the save, we can see that the account name is now displayed, but it's not properly formatted. So here we have to use different class name. Okay, we use the tree node and replace into this div tag because it will overlap. Now it's looking properly. Alright, now what we are going to do next, we properly format the variables. We use two maps, these two map, one which is which will return list of customer accounts like saving account, demat account, current account for a specific customer ID, and another will return the different transaction for one single customer ID, customer account ID. Okay, so these are two different maps. Then we use two different temporary list, these two. You can see the access modifier is not public, so we are not going to use these two variables into the VF page. That's why the access modifier has not set to public for these two variables. Now temp CA list means customer account list. We use this simple SQL query to access list of customer accounts for a specific customer ID that has been received from the URL. So for this account there are several customer accounts. So there are 6 customer accounts for this specific customer, James Jordan. And here you can see the relationship, this, okay. And now we initialize the map. That means we are allocating the memory for the map. In this map we put the value as account ID, which is the customer ID, and its related account list, customer account list, which has been returned by this SQL query. So temp CA list holding those list of account details, name, account type, all this. Then we initialize this list of string, which will hold the ID for this CA customer accounts, okay. So don't be confused with customer account and customer details. Customer details is the person account and CA is the list of customer accounts. So we are just holding the value into this account type ID list of string, which will be used to query transactions. So we query all the transactions for those customer account which has been returned for specific contact, that means James Jordan. So these are the different transactions, and for this specific customer account list of transactions has been returned. So this is the relationship, lookup relationship. It's so this temp transaction list now holding all the transaction for all those customer accounts for the James Jordan, okay. Now we initialize this map, and then we are going to put for specific ID of customer account and its related transaction. So for this we have to use this for loop for customer account CA list, which for each and every customer account we initialize one list of transaction. So one customer account and list of transactions. So for this we have to initialize it with a new value. So this ID and list of transactions. So we have to use another for loop for all the transactions, okay. Now we use one if condition. If the CA ID is equal to this CA holding, which is holding the ID, which should be the customer account, which will be equal to customer account, this customer account ID. So for each and every iteration of customer account and its related transactions, if the transactions customer account is same, then that list so this list, which will be initialized for each and every customer account, add this tr. So for example, for single customer account there are 10 transactions, so this list will hold the 10 transactions. And now we are going to put this map dot put this CA ID, so first customer ID and this list of transactions, then second customer ID, then list of transactions, all this. If I show you the view state, you can easily see the status of the map. This map of transactions which holding 6 customer accounts, these 6 customer accounts, and for each and every customer accounts there are multiple transactions. These are the different transactions, you can see, okay. So this transaction will be now displayed in a tree view. Okay. Now what we are going to do, we are going to first create a proper design using apex repeat. So we have to use this apex repeat to iterate through those map. So in the apex repeat we use the value as the map this map which will return list of customer accounts for the ID which has been received from the URL. Okay. So to access the value from a specific map, we use this third bracket concept. Okay. And the VAR is the list of CA. So CA LST, customer account list. So customer account could be savings, demat, loan or current. So it will iterate through the list of customer accounts. For each and every accounts we define this div tag, and within this div tag what we are going to do, we are going to override this image sgif, which is the blank image, with different positions of tree map, this tree roll. Okay, tree roll image. So for this first we define the empty d2, which will be nothing but the empty position. Okay, so you can easily find out the CSS details into this empty position. Okay, so you can easily find out these codes into our description, the CSS code, and this empty d2 now have this position have the empty d2. Okay, you can see this is the empty d2 position, which is nothing but the image of tree roll. Then we use another class chain d. Okay, this chain is this chain, you can see minus 2px, so the first one. So this is the chain dx. If we save it, we can see different very nice structure has been created, started to creating. So with the gap, this empty d, one chain has been defined. Now if you see for this James Jordan, there are 6 accounts, so 6 times it has been iterated and it has placed 6 chains. Okay, then what we are going to do, we are going to create another image in this div tag. So we defined another div tag, and within this div tag we are going to place this image, which would be the empty d2. So it will create one empty d2 functionality, which would be a slide difference. Okay, so we have to define this empty d2 into our CSS, which already has been defined, and then we use the minus d. So we add another CSS as minus end d, which having minus position as 1 0 2. So it should be like this position, this one. Okay, we place this minus d2 into the CSS, and you can see that it has been properly displayed, that position, that image. Okay, minus d2. Now minus end, then we place the output link of CA list ID and the CA list name. Okay, this simple output link. So if we do the save, we can see the list of customer, these customer details, customer accounts. Now, how do we understand what type of account is there? So for that we use the output text, and within this output text we simply use the CA dot account type. Okay, account type. You can see this is savings account, this is demat account, this is loan account. So this is how we can easily create a very simple tree structure with one level hierarchy. Okay, now if you want to create the second level of hierarchy, what we are going to do, we are going to place another repeat functionality within this repeat. Okay, this repeat functionality, in this repeat functionality the value should be list of transactions. So to obtain the list of transactions we have to use second map. Okay, in the second map the key would be the customer account, CA ID, this CA ID. Okay, so and the var would be the transactions. Now we are going to show the transactions in a second level hierarchy. So for that we simply use the div tag and then image. So one space has been created, mtd, and then we place one chain, so it would look like this. Okay, so you can see there are different gaps. This is because of different number of transactions. Now we place another chain. Okay, and we do a save. So you can see now it has come in a proper way to be look like. Then we place another div tag and one mtd2. If you do the save, you can see it's coming in a proper way. Then one chain d. If we save it now, it will give a proper format. Okay, then we use the minus d2. This minus d2 has not yet been defined, so it's just nothing but very simple position with different width, this 17, and this minus n d2 is 15. So it would be look like, if you do the save, you can see that this one having very less. So this is the minus d and this is the minus d2. If you do the save, it will give a very good format. Now you can see. So now we are going to simply place the transactions. So it's simply output link and transaction ID and transaction name. Now if we save, we can see the transactions has come in a proper formatting. Then simply record type name, what kind of transaction is it? Is it deposit or withdraw? It will come, and what amount of the transaction. So this is how you can easily create tree view in a proper formatting. And also with this format you can easily create multiple level of hierarchy. Here we place one output link, so that on clicking of this minus and plus at the start, it will minimize and maximize the transactions and accounts. Okay, so in the output panel we simply place the ID and the rendering option. Here render, in the render we create one dynamic variable of type boolean. So public boolean, the variable name flag, and get set. And we allocate some memory with assigning some value there. Here flag is equal to true. So first it will display, render will be true, and on clicking of this minus, the flag will be false, so that the child's, like this account, customer account, and all the transaction will not be shown. So if we do the save, and this flag placed here. Now if we click on the minus, and it will be minimize, and on clicking of this plus it will be maximize. So it's a very good format has been created. If you click on this customer account and create one transaction of rupees $5,000 and save it for the customer account 2, this account, it will be displayed here. If you refresh this page, you can see that another deposit has been made of rupees 5,000 of $5,000. Okay. So thank you very much for watching this video. You can find out the useful link to download the codes into the description of this video. Please subscribe and like this video, share this video with all the people